you think is the history of Happy Days in the history of television?
Well, we will go down in history. First of all, when the Fonz said jumping the shark, we've already gone down in history there. And Henry Winkler is such a wonderful guy, and he's out all the time. Right now, he's writing books about a little boy, Hank Zipster. These are little stories about a boy who has dyslexia, and Henry is co-authoring these books, and he's very involved with that project. Now, Ron is busy directing Angels and Demons over in Paris, you know. Why he never cast me in those big epics, I don't know. But he did cast me in Grand Theft Auto. If you look at Grand Theft Auto movie, you'll see me.
My goodness.
Yeah. Years ago.
When did you first realize that the show Happy Days was going to be the hit that it was?
Well, you know, we had been there about 5 years, if you could believe this, and none of us had anything pinned up on our dressing room walls. We were always ready to go. Everybody was so we saved every penny we had. We were all very conservative. And somebody said, how long have you all been here? We said, 5 years, they said. They said, when are you going to move in? So then after that, we sort of moved in. And the boys all bought houses, got married, had babies, you know. It was a life, and we're still very connected because Garry Marshall created this softball team. So we all were on the softball team, and we would travel with the USO. We went to Okinawa, we went to the East German border, we played in every major ballpark in this country, which helped to keep the show alive, you know.
How will Garry Marshall be remembered for what, or I should say, what impact do you think Garry Marshall had in the history of television?
Wow, he created so many shows. And, you know, now he's becoming an actor, so there's no stopping this man. And the Happy Days musical is now in Arizona, I believe, beginning a tour. And
wow.
Garry helped create that. Isn't that something?
I can't think of any part of the media that Happy Days couldn't have an impact on. How did you always answer the question about Chuck?
You know, I just said to somebody, that is such a boring question, because everybody asks that question. It is a major trivia question. Tom and I we did a show where we pretended we were in Hawaii, and we were in Malibu sitting on the sand, and Tom said to me, "Don't look around, I think I see Chuck." And if somebody had to go up in the attic, we'd say, "If you see Chuck up there," try not to notice. What a careless family we were.
Now you've been doing television for quite a while now, and I think it's definitely fair to say you are one of the golden actresses of the medium, and you've seen how it's evolved. What, in your opinion, what has been the biggest change of the industry from then to today?
It's been revolutionized just within the last year, and the YouTube and the all of that, and on the computer you can now watch shows on your phone. It's so alarmingly different that I have no way to advise young people how about going into this business. I almost don't have a clue. It's happening so fast. The younger you are, the better. Look at High School Musicals. I mean, when I started, you had to wait till you grew up. You had to wait till you were mature. Now, the younger you are, the better. And thank God, as a grown-up, I still do work. In fact, I'm going to start a Hallmark movie Friday.
Oh, really?
Nice? Yes.
What's it called?
It's called Flower Girl, and it's all about weddings. And it'll probably be out in June. It's going to be gorgeous. Every kind of wedding in the world. And every woman has a fantasy about a wedding. She wants carriages or Scottish bagpipers over here, and doves flying down, and rose petals. You know. So it's going to be an awful lot of fun to make this movie.
Wow. Is it being filmed in California? Or?
Filmed in L.A., and we will move around locations all over town to, like to a mansion or to a church, to a, all the different venues that you would have weddings in. And there's a story, of course.
I have to go here soon, Miss Ross, but I do have one more question, and this I think this is probably just showing my bias and maybe my age too. But for everything you've done, I will always remember you as Grandma SpongeBob.
What, are you 3? What?
Yes, really. I really am. I've mentally I stopped growing at that point.
Oh.
But you're just, you play such a wonderful grandmother on that show.
Oh, I'm so
You have
happy.
a lovely voice, and you always remind me of my grandma every time I see it.
Oh, you're very nice, darling. Hey, I've done a lot of different shows. I did a Lone Ranger once, early on.
Wow.
And I was the one who said, "Who was that masked man?" And I didn't get to thank him. And I have a copy of that, black and white.